Good evening, friends. Natuni. Welcome to our online broadcast here from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. We go live every day at 6:30, sharing with you with our evening worship, chanting, meditation, and short-term reflection. This is a series of our online program which began with the full moon day of July and will terminate, or our rain retreat will terminate with our robe offering ceremony on the 29th of October. So we believe it is going to be a great opportunity for you to commit yourself daily so that you can participate in religious observance as well as practice the Dhamma for a few minutes of the day from home or wherever you are. And if you are sponsoring, you can also come to the Vihara and engage in the ongoing program with your presence, and also make it an opportunity to dedicate it for your loved ones. So today the Puja, Chanting and Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mr. Anura and Mrs. Subhashini Dayaratna, and the intention is to bless the family with good health and happiness, to bless their parents with long life, good health and happiness, and also to bless their daughter Shanali with great success. So may the blessings of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha be upon you for your righteous intention. May they be fulfilled. May the education of your daughter be fulfilled. May she excel in education and have a very, very bright future. So with such righteous intention, we begin our worship. Let us observe 5 precepts. Please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādhiyāmi. Adinādānā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu micchācārā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkhapadaṃ samādhiyāmi. Surāmēraya majjapamādaṭṭhānā vēramaṇī sikkhapadaṃ samādhiyāmi. තිසරණේන සද්ධෙන් පංචශීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. Let us worship the Buddha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasārati sattā deva manassanang buddho bhagavāti. Buddhaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Svakkhāto bhagavatā dhammo sanditthiko akāliko ehi passiko opanayiko Paccattaṃ veditabbo viññuhīti. Dhammaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ujjapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Sāmīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Yadidaṃ cattāri purisa yugāni Attha purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho āhuneyo pāhuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttaraṃ puññakkhetaṃ lokassāti. Saṅgham jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Kanasārappadittena dīpena tamadaṃ tilokadīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ pujayāmi tamonudaṃ. Vannagandha gunopetaṃ etaṃ kusuma santatiṃ pujayāmi munindassa siripada saroruhe. Pujayami buddhaṃ kusumena nena puññena mitena ca hotu mokkhaṃ. Uppaṃ milayāti yathāi dhamme kāyo tathāyāti vināsa bhāvaṃ. Adhivāsetu no bhante pāniyaṃ parikappitaṃ anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama. Adhivāsetu no bhante gilāne paccayaṃ imaṃ anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama. Adhivāsetu no bhante vesajjaṃ parikappitaṃ anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbethane supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada yassa mule nisinnova sabbari vijayang aka patta sabbanyutang sattaha vandetang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita aham pite namassami bodhi raja namattute kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamami bante buri panye tathagata kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamami dhamma sandittika kalika kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamami sangha supatipanna anuttara ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme ñātenang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo idamme ñātenang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo idamme ñātenang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo imina punya kammene mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya idamme punyang asavakkayavahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu sadhu sadhu sadhu. Now we are going to chant the Metta Sutta and Jai Paritta. Wishing you all good health and happiness. May you and your loved ones stay blessed with good health throughout. And may all your righteous aspirations also be fulfilled. May the blessings of the Triple Gem be upon you for your well-being and happiness. And if you are dedicating this to anyone, please share our link so that they can listen to the chanting when we chant here live from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. We also bless our sponsors, Mr. Anura and Mrs. Subhashini Dayaratna and their daughter Janali. May they be blessed with good health. May all their righteous aspirations be fulfilled. And may their parents also be blessed with good health and happiness and long life. And may their daughter be successful in her education and have a very bright future. So with such intention, we begin our chanting. Please listen to the chanting with great attention and respect. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gacchantu devata saddhammang munirajassa sunantu sagga mokkadang Paritta kalu vayang badanta Paritta kalu ayang badanta Paritta kalu ayang badanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecca Sakko ujuca sujuca suvaco cassa mudvanatimani Santussa koca subharoca appakiccoca sallahuka butte Santindriyoca nipakoca appagabbo kulesu ananugiddo Naca kuddang samacare kinciyena vinyo pare upavadeyung Sukhino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Yeke cipana bhutatti tasava thavarava anavasesa Digahavaye mahantava majjhimarassa kanukatula Ditthavayeva addithaye ca dure vasanti avidure Bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Naparo parang nikubbeta nati manyeta katta cinang kanche Vyarosana patiga sanya nanya manyassa dukkha micceya Mata yata niyang puttang ayusaye ke putta manurakke Evampi sambha bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang Mettanca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang Uddhang adoca tiriyanca asang badang averang asapattang Titthan carang nisinno va sayano va yavatassa vigata middo Etang sating aditteya brahmametang viharang idamahu Ditthinca anupagamma silavadassanena sampanno Kamesu vinayagedang nahi jatu gabbaseyang punaretiti Etena sacca vajjene dukkha vupasamintute Etena sacca vajjene bhaya vupasamintute Etena sacca vajjene roga upasamintute Siriditi matite jo jaya siddhi mahiddhi mahagunang Aparimita punyadikarassa sabbantaraya nivarana samattassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Dvatting samaha purisa lakkananubhavena asityanu-vyanjana lakkananubhavena Attuttara satamangala lakkananubhavena Sabbannarang syanubhavena Ketumalanubhavena Dasaparamithanubhavena Dasa upaparamithanubhavena Dasa paramattha paramithanubhavena Sila samadhi panyānubhāvēna buddhānubhāvēna dhammānubhāvēna saṅghānubhāvēna tejānubhāvēna iddhānubhāvēna balānubhāvēna nyaya dhammānubhāvēna Chaturasiti sahassa dhammakkandānubhāvēna navalokuttara dhammanubhāvēna attangika maggānubhāvēna attasamāpattyanubhāvēna chalabhiññānubhāvēna mettā karuna muditā upekkānubhāvēna Sambha paramitānubhāvēna ratanattaya saranānubhāvēna Twehaṃ sabba roga soka upandava dukkha domanassa pāyāsā vinassantu Sabba saṅkappā twehaṃ samijjantu Dīgāyuko hotu satavassa jīvēna samangiko hotu sambadā Ākāsa pambata vana bhūmi tatāka ganga Mahāsamudda ārakkaka devatā Sadā tumhe anurakkantu Sabba buddhānubhāvēna sabba dhammānubhāvēna sabba saṅghānubhāvēna buddha ratanaṃ dhamma ratanaṃ saṅgha ratanaṃ tinnaṃ ratanānaṃ ānubhāvēna caturāsīti sahassa dhammakkandānubhāvēna Pitakattayānubhāvēna jinasāvakānubhāvēna sabbete rogā sabbete bhaya sabbete antarāyā sabbete upaddavā sabbete dunnimittā sabbete avamangalā vinassantu Āyuvaddhako, dhanavaddhako, sirivaddhako, yasavaddhako, balavaddhako, vannavaddhako, sukavaddhako, hotu sambadā. Dukkha roga bhaya vera soka sabbe paddava, aneka antarāyā pi vinassantu ca tejasā. Jaya siddhi dhanang labhang sotti bhāgyang sukhang balang Siriyāyu ca vanno ca bhogang buddhi ca yasavā Satavassā ca ayu ca jiva siddhi bhavantu te Devo vassatu kālena sassa sampatti hetu ca pīto bhavatu loko ca rājā bhavatu dhammiko Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā puñyantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu loka sāsanaṃ Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā Puñyantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu Dhammadesanaṃ Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā Puñyantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu maṃ paranti Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, embodied in the chantings be conducive for your well-being and happiness. May you and your loved ones stay blessed throughout, and may all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled. And we also bless our sponsors, Mr. Anura and Mrs. Subhashini Dayaratna, and their daughter Shenali. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they be blessed with good health throughout. May all their righteous aspirations be fulfilled, and may their parents also be blessed with good health, long life, and happiness. And may their daughter also excel in her education and have a very bright future. So with such intention, we say sadhu and bless the sponsors as well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. If you have just joined us, we go live at 6:30, sharing with you our religious worship or evening worship with you during this rains retreat, Vasana Kala, so that you can participate in religious observances from home or wherever you are, and commit yourself daily, if not, to enhance your spiritual practice or deepen your practice. With the dedication, may it be a paramita, and so that we can be free from samsara, having attained wisdom and enlightenment. So may this be a good practice for you. So now we do metta bhavana. Let's take a few moments to settle down. If not, if you're already settled, make sure you are sitting straight with your eyes closed. If possible, right hand on your left palm. So it is always important to just be mindful of your posture at the very beginning. So we take a note how we are sitting down. So my upright body, for example, straight back, observing without any judgment the way my body is posed, because I'm sitting down, my body is bent at the hips and knees, my feet firm on the floor, right hand on my left palm. And observing my body as a whole, I see my body like a statue, not moving, still, calm, and peaceful. I observe my mind, the purpose of attention in this silence and peace nature, peaceful nature. Make an attempt so that it doesn't wander and stay focused. A helpful practice would be to observe your breathing to stay focused, to stay continuously calm, stay focused at one point. And use that breathing as an point, as an object for meditation. Breathing in, breathing out. The more focused you are, the more calm your mind becomes. Just observe that flow of breath, noting that movement in and out of your nostrils. So now let's focus on metta and reflect on what metta is for a few moments. As we all know, it is that well-being, friendship, goodwill. It's the platform where compassion can arise. It's the base where joy will always stay. Because where there is metta, there is joy, there is happiness, there is no judgment, there is no harmful thinking, but well-wishing thinking, there is patience, there is no dissatisfaction or jealousy, complete openness, joy. It will require us to transform the way we think, even talk and interact. It will be demanding from us to stay thoughtful, loving at challenging moments. Although the challenging moments are testing us, we can grow in metta so that we don't get affected or change. Let us be that unconditioned mind with happiness throughout by developing metta. We can shower ourselves and our loved ones with loving kindness. Even wishing someone well can be a great source of happiness or even a vibe. But remember, it is unconditional, has to be unconditional. Otherwise it becomes quite contractual, and should something happen, then we lose that interest and develop the opposite, maybe ill will, envy or anger. So we stay focused, developing good thoughts. One way of developing metta would be perhaps taking a point that you want to be free from, maybe pain or illness, and take a point that you want to progress, maybe such as joy or successful in particular thing. And we do the same with others when we share our metta, something that we wish them to be free from, and something that we wish them to achieve or prosper. So when you think of yourself, if there's anything that you want to be free from, you can have that in your thoughts. So take these lines as a guide, bearing in mind what I said just now. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. May I be blessed with good health. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from pain and suffering. Likewise, may my parents, teachers, uncles and aunts and in-laws, husband, wife or partner if you have one, brothers, sisters, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, cousins, nephews and nieces, children, sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, grandchildren, friends, colleagues at work, neighbors. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they all be blessed with good health. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and determination to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all living beings be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so after meditation, we share with you a short reflection or even something for you to enhance or develop your knowledge, or even just remind yourself a few things. So because we started off with the program on the following day of the full moon day of July, we began our reflection on the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sermon of the Buddha, and gradually analyzed in detail the teachings. So we have come to the fourth noble truth, which is the Majjhima Patipada or Aryathangiko Maggo, the Eightfold Path or the Middle Way. And we were analyzing the first factor, Samma Ditthi. So today I will again quickly refer to one aspect of the understanding of Venerable Sariputta, how we explained what is Samma Ditthi, and we were talking about the ability to be aware of the tendencies that arise through the feeding factors such as food recently, and we also focused on how, if we are able to remove those arising tendencies such as greed, aversion, or even the conceit such as the concept of I, when it comes into the certain fueling nature. You feel something or you are persistent on something because of the concept of I. So tanha, ditthi, mana, the three things. Tanha is craving, ditthi, you develop a view, and mana, again, dosa, which is anger. So certain things, even like the food that we eat, nurture and develop those things or trigger those things within us. And similarly, as much as the food that we eat was or becomes a reason for us to stir up those greed or hatred, or just in essentially, or just in loose terms put, like likes and dislikes, the type of food that we perhaps boastfully eat shows our greed, or perhaps the negativity we develop, the dislikes we develop through even food might show us that that establishment of something that is there to experience, so that egoistic personality sometimes arises. The cultural foods, or perhaps even the type of food that can bring that. Similarly, what feeds our inner tendencies would be the contact that we have with the objects, aramanas, beyond our senses. So I took an example, say for example, as I said yesterday, if you have an image or an ideal form of a cake that you love or you had eaten or experienced, then that becomes the ideal point which you cherish perhaps, or you cling on to. And no matter what cake you see or hear or eat, they all become perhaps sometimes secondary. They might not be the best for you. Like that, so when we look into our vision, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, all of these objects sometimes can be the fueling nature that actually makes us think about and generate likes and dislikes, which becomes quite a problem for us sometimes. So we fail to realize and accept what is in front of us in its own true nature or as it is, but we bring forward or put forth our perception or the personality that we have developed to accept or reject what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we touch. So even, for example, the heat that we experience, this weather, we might form a like to it or a dislike to it, rather than just simply accepting what it is or how the heat is. So that is, when we understand that, that becomes when we are able to not allow or even abandon what has already arisen within us, greed, and just simply eat the food or see the things that we see or hear the things that we hear, without allowing greed, hatred, aversion, or ditthi, and even conceit, or the concept of I or my attitude, and listen to it or hear it or see it, then that is right view. That is where we are putting ourselves into the right track. So the other two would be again the mental volition and consciousness, which I won't go through because I will come back to it one day. So to refrain from allowing those to arise is what Venerable Sariputta explained to one of the group of monks that were gathered, who asked from the Venerable, what is Sammaditthi? And the next sections are to do with the understanding of the Four Noble Truths, which we have been talking throughout. If someone understands the suffering in the suffering nature, because dukkha is to be understood, and if someone understands that the cause of suffering is craving, which is to be eradicated, and someone fulfills that, then they will be able to attain the opposite of unhappiness, which will be happiness. So that will be Nibbana. And if someone understands that there is a way to achieve that, so understanding truly in its own context the Four Noble Truths, the arising of suffering, the cause of suffering, or even that there is this end of suffering and the path leading to the end of suffering, then that is what we have understood as Sammaditthi. In some other places, even the understanding of the three natures of life, anicca, dukkha, anatta, is Sammaditthi. So, when someone has this correct understanding or right view, when someone understands things as they are, it is easy for them to develop the second one, which is right intention. And it's quite important to realize this, that so right view, then right intention, then comes the bag of the morality context, like samma vaca, samma kammanta. So what differentiates samma vaca, samma kammanta, and samma ajiva from good and bad, or for example, what makes it right and wrong, actions, speech, and livelihood, would be the intention, samma sankappa. So right view helps us develop right intention. Right intention will help us, and both of them will help us develop the good aspects or the positive ways of speaking, acting, and living a life, or engaging a right livelihood. So to have this correct, the samma sankappa is quite important, and it helps both sides, because when it comes into nekkhamma sankappa, you only can, so there are three types of sankappa analytically. So avyapada, avihingsa, and nekkhamma. Okay, so right thought has those three aspects. So the intention of renouncing or renunciation, the intention of goodwill, and the intention of harmlessness. So you can see how these help us develop the sila side of the Eightfold Path, which is vaca, kammanta, and ajiva. But what helps to develop this intention would be sammaditthi, because with the last few analytical understanding, where when someone is able to understand the cause, or someone is able to understand the roots and develop skills to actually get rid of what has already arisen, then that develops the right view. So when someone has really understood something properly, with what we call yathabhuta jnanadasana, as it is, their actions change, their speaking patterns will change, because they have understood the reality. They don't actually subdue themselves with habitual responses. So they don't talk as they used to talk. They don't speak of something as they used to speak of something. They don't develop ego as they used to develop ego at other times. There'll be no conflict. There'll be no intentions of harm, because even the acceptance of I is not there, and therefore there will be no reason for conflicting natures to arise. There will be no imposition of your personality in something. So therefore, the intention to renounce from when it arises, or perhaps when you see the truth, it becomes so easy to renounce from what you were going to do as well. So when you want to harm someone, you renounce yourself from there. Nekkhamma sankappa. You are free to actually, you take the path of righteousness, you take the path of the truth when you realize. If you don't realize, you take your habitual pattern or path. So the intention of renouncing would be to actually free yourself from any possible thoughts that may have arisen. Any possible thoughts that may have arisen. You free yourself from that. You free yourself from the feeding natures that we discuss. You free yourself from the lobha, dosa, moha, and so forth. Those defilements, when they arise, you learn how to disconnect with them. You learn how to actually don't allow those to actually nurture within, but simply free yourself from those possible actions as well. So So once you free yourself, then it helps us to generate goodwill easily. So if you look at the precepts, for example, where there is intention of harmlessness, avyapada, then there will be no need for the first precept to break. There will be no need for the second precept to break. You will not engage in breaking all the precepts, because your intention is not to cause harm, but actually develop the goodwill context. So if you avoid from harming someone, renounce from harming someone even, you are literally developing good skillful thinking. And sometimes when you use the word skillful thinking, or in terms of a skillful intention, a right intention, it is sometimes finding a way to actually not allow yourself to be trapped perhaps in all these matters as well. And when it comes into the precepts, it's very important when it comes into precepts. When you don't think in the right way, we sometimes might think, this is not there, so I can do this. So that type of feeling or understanding will not come when you truly understand the reality. So sometimes we, when we see the rules, we don't start bending the rules to our needs. We don't turn a blind eye as well to certain things. So when the reality or the truth is understood in its true sense, it does not allow us to even want to do something. So because you have understood something in its true sense, you have understood the truth, the reality. So therefore, the intention of renouncing becomes so easy. We think it is so hard, but it becomes so easy when you really have understood the dangers of something. Now, even let's take the two extremes that we just spoke at the beginning of this series. If you know that something is actually going to be not give you any fruits, or not is going to be fruitless effort when it comes into the pursuit of sensual pleasures, and you know that those sensual pleasures, because it is temporary, it doesn't give you any sort of satisfaction, or any sort of those sensual pleasures don't give yourself any gratification, because they are very temporal experiences. But our pursuit of it just makes us so that crazy behavior, or that behavior, that hedonistic behavior, or that behavior that actually harms others, is something that we can simply avoid ourselves. So the pursuit of Kama Sukhalikana Yoga will be easy to renounce as well. And simply when you talk about the harmful behavior for self-mortification, perhaps the things that we do that does not do any good to yourself or to others, and thinking that they will actually bring you liberation or happiness, is completely perhaps a crazy idea sometimes. So the intention of harming is also will become easy to free yourself. So there's no need to. So Samma Sankappa becomes a very good tool. From right view, we develop the right intention, the intention to free ourselves, not put ourselves in danger, not put ourselves into the traps, but just develop this goodwill thinking and right thinking. And when we develop this goodwill thinking and the intentions of harmlessness, avihimsa, avyapada, sankappa, the precepts become so easy to follow. The next three, perhaps, if you put it in effort, the next three the parts of the Eightfold Path, the morality section becomes so easy when you learn how to free ourselves from the desires or the possible desires. Let alone sometimes we become so skillful, so mindful, that we will not allow the desires that were not there. So when you see or hear something that you really crave for, you suddenly develop something. So if you're mindful, and if you're mindfully seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, you will not allow the unarisen greed or hatred or delusion or even the conceit of matters, or even the concept of I, they will not arise when you develop this right intention. So it's a very important part of the Eightfold Path. It's quite important to remember that it actually helps us to easily develop or follow the practical paths, such as the morality section. So with that short reflection on Samma Sankappa, we will conclude today's short reflection. Tomorrow we'll go into the morality section and talk about Samma Vacha to start off with. So we hope you are making the most out of it with this short reflection. So we today with that reflection, food for thinking, especially focusing on the ability or developing the courage to renounce is what I wanted to perhaps focus. So with that, we come to a conclusion of this program for today. May the merit accumulated by observing precepts, worshipping the Buddha, meditating with us, chanting with us, and even listening to a short reflection to support your understanding of the Dhamma. May all merit accumulated be conducive for your well-being and happiness. May we dedicate that to our loved ones for their well-being and happiness, and if they have passed away, may they rejoice in the punya karma that we are engaging in and make their sansaric life happy and peaceful, and eventually may they also attain the blissful state of Nibbana. We also bless our sponsors. May the family and the sponsors and their parents be well, happy and peaceful. May they be blessed with good health, and may all their righteous aspirations also be fulfilled. With such intention, we say sadhu 3 times to do punya anumodana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Stay safe. Take care. Have a very good evening and good night. See you tomorrow at 6:30. Bye bye.